This looks like a job for Superman.
Hey everybody, Reds the Collector here with another action figure review, and this is a review on demand. This was requested by my buddy Jamie, so here we go. This is the Blackest Night Superman Series 1 figure, and this is the Earth 2 Superman. I remember when they were still teasing these guys, and all you saw was the shadowy outline in like a space backdrop or something. And then they finally released the image, and I was blown away by this figure. I am going to open him. This is one of my mint on card figures, but I'm going to go ahead and open them. I've been wanting to open this one and the Earth 1 Superman for a very long time. I think they're very underrated figures. I know the Earth 1 is an extremely underrated figure. He's awesome looking. This one is awesome looking. So I can't wait to get this guy open and get the review going. But first, I want to give you a little backstory on the character. This is, like I said, the Earth 2 Superman, and his name was Kal-El. And that's K-A-L-L. There's no E-L in his name. He, of course, like the Superman from Earth 1, is a child of Krypton. There were a lot of other Kryptonians that ended up showing up in his world. Of course, there was Power Girl, which in the old continuity and actually in the new continuity as well, she was from Earth 2 and ended up migrating to Earth 1. But we're going to be dealing with pre-New 52 continuity here. So take everything New 52 and just move it out of your brain, because we're talking pre-New 52 here. So, this was like the original Superman. He was a member of the Justice Society. He had a differently shaped S symbol, and they really pay homage to that here with having him have a triangle with the S in it instead of the normal diamond shape with the S in it. Because, of course, as we all know, the original Superman, when he first debuted, it was a triangle with an S in there. That was the shield. So they're really paying very cool homage to that here. But after that, his shield at the time of his death was very much like the Man of Steel from the movie, the shield from that. And I'm going to come up and get you guys a good image of him. That's actually from Infinite Crisis, and hopefully it's not too terrible to see. I know I could go ahead and put this in the video itself without doing this, but I'm lazy. So there we go. That was his symbol basically at the time of his death. Now, going back to 1985, the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Superman of Earth 2, his wife Lois Lane, and Power Girl are really the only survivors of the Earth 2 universe. Now, anybody who's familiar with the Crisis on Infinite Earths, DC decided in 1985 that they were going to compress their entire universe down to a single universe, and they did this with a company-wide just crossover event. There were 12 main issues of the Crisis on Infinite Earths, but every book in the DC universe had stories that cross-linked with that. Of course, like anything that DC does now, but I really think that was the first huge one. That was where the whole Crisis thing came from. You know, they've had like 6 Crises back since then, but the original Crisis, the Crisis on Infinite Earths, it was company-wide. Everybody had their own little story to play. We met a lot of various heroes from other worlds, new heroes like what was her name, Quark. We met heroes who were villains that were normally villains in the worlds that we knew, villains that were versions of heroes that we knew. This is where Superboy Prime came from. Superboy Prime was supposed to be from our Earth. He was from an Earth where DC Comics existed and were printed, and he was reading the Crisis on Infinite Earths. He was collecting the comics. He was reading them, and hey guys, sorry about the weird little break there. Got a text from my wife. Apparently, some pit bulls jumped the fence and mauled my sister-in-law's dog to death. I don't know, crazy. Poor little beagle. Where was I? Crisis on Infinite Earths. So, at the end of the Crisis on Infinite Earths, basically all the heroes battled the Anti-Monitor, but at the end, only one Earth was going to survive, and Superman of Earth 2 and Lois Lane of Earth 2 and Superboy Prime really didn't have anywhere to go, because there was only one Earth now, and there was a Superman of this Earth. Oh, I was talking about Superboy Prime. That's what I was talking about. Okay, so Superman goes to Superman Prime, his Earth, which is our Earth, where he's collecting and reading about DC Comics, and even mentions the death of Supergirl, which had just happened like a previous comic. But it turns out that he is also from Krypton. There is a Krypton on this universe, and he gains his powers. He's actually named Clark Kent, and he had gotten a lot of guff for that in school. And was actually dressed like Superboy for Halloween or a party or something. But he ends up agreeing to help battle the Anti-Monitor. So this is where Superboy Prime comes from. So jump ahead, the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Superboy Prime, Superman of Earth 2, and Lois Lane of Earth 2 really have nowhere to go. Power Girl has her memories screwed with. She at one point thinks that she's a descendant from Atlantis, and they did all this weird stuff with Power Girl, but she was actually the Power Girl of Earth 2. But Alexander Luthor of Earth 3, I think, or maybe Earth 5, I don't know. But he creates a paradise pocket universe in which the two Supermans, Prime and Earth 2, and Lois and Alexander Luthor leave to, so that they can have this paradise universe, this little pocket universe. So then we're going to go ahead and jump ahead to Infinite Crisis. Infinite Crisis... I'm looking for a date here. 2005 and 2006. So 20 years have passed. 20 of our actual years, not in the comic books, but 20 of our actual years, from 1985 to 2005 have passed, and they revisit this pocket universe where Earth Prime, Earth 2, and Lois have been living. And Earth 2 Superman was content until Lois started to get sick. And Earth Prime and Alexander Luthor, they see this new universe as corrupt, and it's not what they wanted it to be. It's wasteful, whatever. So that's when the Infinite Crisis storyline comes about. And that's where we come to the death of this version of Superman, Kal-El. He is killed battling Earth Prime Superboy alongside Earth 1 Superman, and I think it happens on Oa. No, it was Mogo. It was on Mogo. I knew it had something to do with Lantern. It was on Mogo's surface, where all three of them are fighting, and Earth 2 Superman dies in the fight. So then we jump ahead to Blackest Night, which is again like 5 years later, I want to say. About 5 years later, 4 or 5 years. Where the Black Lantern, the Death Lantern, and I know I'm going a lot into backstory, I haven't even got to the figure yet, has started resurrecting heroes and villains. I think he resurrected villains. I have the books, I've read them, it's been a while. Started resurrecting them, and one of the first to be resurrected was the Earth 2 Superman and his wife, Lois Lane. And then they, of course, went to Smallville. They killed a lot of residents of Smallville trying to draw out the Earth 1 Superman and the Superboy at the time, Connor Kent. And a lot of different things happen. His ring is taken from him, and then the Earth 2 Lois sacrifices herself to reanimate him with her ring, and then Mr. Terrific and Power Girl actually I think it's just Mr. Terrific, creates a machine powered by a bunch of different things. A Lantern's power ring, the Helm of Naboo, his lightning, and Stargirl's cosmic rod, which destroys the Lantern and finally frees Superman. So there is your backstory. I'm going to show you real quick just the back of this box here. You can see the rest of the figures that were in this series. And I actually do have one of the other ones. I have, what's his name, Atronicus? He was in that haul I got for Christmas. So that's cool. But I'm going to go ahead and open him so we can finally, I know we're like 10 minutes into this, we're finally going to get a good look at the figure. So I'm going to go ahead and open him. I'm going to pause this real quick. Alright guys, I'm back and we've got him out of the package. And glory, glory, hallelujah, he came with a fucking stand. All the Blackest Night figures did. Great. DC, what the hell are you doing? Give us these back. Especially with a figure such as him that is, well, no, I guess he stands pretty good. But he does have very unique sculpting choices because of what he is. He is, of course, an undead Superman, so we have our version of DC zombies. Now, they went with a very distinctive sculpting choice with him. He didn't necessarily look all hunched over like this in the comics. He was very much standing straight up and looked a little bit more like the Kal-El that we would expect. He's got, on a closer look, he's got a few oddities about him. But let's just start with the head down. He's got this little silver circlet thing on his head. His hair is a very nice gray, matching, of course, that older Superman's look. He is a very zombie-ish looking undead guy. I know that sounds odd. But the Blackest Night, they went very back and forth with a lot of the different characters. And I think that was because they didn't want to hurt the images of the big names. So while we do have this zombie version of the Earth 2 Superman, the Earth 1 Superman very much looks like Superman, but almost vampire-like. He's just extremely pale. But if you basically, if you just looked at the head, you would still have a very good idea that this was Superman. He's got the S curl and everything. If you just pop this dude's head off, he could be pretty much any run-of-the-mill zombie dude with a silver circlet. So, I mean, they did the same thing with Wonder Woman. Very, like, vampire undead-like instead of all meh brains undead-like. Some of the other figures, like the lower-tier figures, they didn't give a shit. Like Hawkman and Hawkgirl, they're all kinds of zombified. They want to snack on some brain. The Black Flash, but I'm not sure in the storyline of him. I skimmed through a lot of this, and I have the... Basically, I just have the Blackest Night story in and of itself. I don't have any of the crossovers. And I've got it like on my Kindle, so it was easy for me to just be like, and, you know, skim page, because I'm old and that's the kind of shit I do. But the big names, aside from Batman, but it really wasn't Batman. I think it was Thomas Wayne. So again, they had an out there that really wasn't Batman that they were zombifying. It was like Thomas Wayne. Because the actual Batman was sent back in time, and we got a bunch of different versions of Bruce Wayne making his way back through time. But, getting off subject, back to him, very zombified, very, like I said, unique way they did the sculpt. He's very twisted and hunched over, and he looks like a monster that's coming for you. And I can understand why they didn't go with some of the images from the books, because he looked a little bit more regal in some of those images. Obviously dead, obviously decayed, but a little more regal in those looks, in those some of the artwork. Sorry, I'm getting a little blah. But I really like the figure overall. The cape choice is a little odd, and I know they did the same cape choice with the Martian Manhunter, with this, like, what almost looks like a hand. And speaking of hand, his just broke off. I'll be goddamned. DC Direct, you sons of bitches. So, I wonder if that was actually supposed to move, or if I actually did that when I was rotating it. Well, DC, you got me again. Let me try to give you the finger. Well, I can't because I'll break the hand even more. So we'll be gluing that back on. So Jamie, looking to buy this figure, beware of hand. I guess maybe it's appropriate. Black hand, didn't he get his hand cut off? Chop, man, gone, man. It's just fucking shitty. That's bullshit. God damn it, I just opened this fucking guy and he's already broke. Alright, so there you go. Hand fell off. As you can see, it is an altering of the standard Superman costume. They paid homage to the original with the triangular S. He does have the big belt buckle here. The boots are a little different than we would see on a Superman. They're squared off instead of coming down into that traditional V. And of course he does have the black hand triangle shape here in the lower portion. Around to his back, we can see that it's just pretty much black. And then we have no S on the back of the cape. And it does have a silver tunic coming around. We've got a little silver on the shoulders there. For articulation, we do have very little up and down movement on the head, but he does go back and forth. The arms are ball jointed. He does have wrists or elbows. I'm not sure if the wrist is supposed to rotate or not, or if I was just breaking that myself. It rotated pretty easily, the other one did, but I'm not touching the whole one. And of course, we've got no waist articulation with this specific and unique sculpt. He, of course, does have the standard... Whoa! I'm going to blame a dog. It really wasn't a dog, but I'm going to... Dog, stop doing that. We have the standard back and forth for the hips. He has knees and no ankle. So there you have it. There is the Earth 2 Superman, the handless Earth 2 Superman, and boy, that was his power ring hand too. So that's how you defeat the Black Knight zombies. You just cut off their damn hand with their ring, and then they're screwed, and they're all like, I don't have anything to do, I'm screwed off. Son of a bitch. Alright, well there you go, Jamie. I don't know if you're still planning on... Nah, I can't even get his damn peg to go in. I don't know if you're still planning on picking up this figure. He's a cool figure overall. I'm sure that if you bought him, his hand probably would not fall off right away. If it does... I don't know what to tell you. You just defeated a Black Lantern. Way to go. Alright guys, this is Rez the Collector, and this is Reviews on Demand. If you have seen something in my collection you'd like to have reviewed, let me know. I'd be happy to go ahead and review it. At the moment, I am out of new items, which is both a good and bad thing. It's bad for me having stuff to review. It's good for the fact that I'm not spending money I shouldn't be spending. So I guess I can spend time working on more stuff for my dioramas. I made a picnic table. I don't know why. Because I could, I guess. I don't know if there's going to be like a big superhero, supervillain cookout, maybe. You know, Superman's frying stuff up or grilling stuff with the heat vision. Bizarro's keeping stuff cold with the cold vision. I don't know. This is like a 20-minute review. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this now. Please forgive my obvious insanity, because something's wrong with me, apparently. But this is Rez the Collector. I want to thank you for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. If you're going to rate it off the figure, not my insanity. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.